Well, we want to thank Congressman Andy Biggs, who's been standing by with us. He is going to join us now. And Congressman, I'll let you comment on this if you want to. I would like to talk to you about the big, beautiful bill, too, if you have a chance. So where do you want to start?
Well, we can start with South Africa. And many of my colleagues here want us to return the South African refugees, which all the evidence is pretty clear that they're actually fleeing for their lives, and the situation there has taken a very violent turn. But at the same time, they want us to not deport criminals, gangbangers, violent criminals who illegally entered. So that's just a weird dichotomy to me. But yeah, big, beautiful bill. If you want to talk about that, we can do that. All
right, let's pick that up and give us your best indication on where things stand right now. There was some potential for a vote. We don't really have a bill yet. A lot of questions remain unanswered. How do you think this is going?
Well, I know that people are still negotiating. I know that President Trump's going to meet with some people this afternoon. The bill has not been completed. I hate to say this, we don't want to be in the same position as you got to pass it to know what's in it, find out what's in it. You got to vote for it. We want to get it, be able to look at it and digest it, but we don't have it yet. But I will tell you this, my sense from everybody in the conference, even though there's disagreements over thises and that's, is that everybody's trying to get to a spot where you can vote yes for this. Because we all agree on certain things like the tax package. We all agree on the tax package. We all agree that the borders needs more funding in order to get that fully secure and make sure that it stays secure after President Trump's in there. And we also all believe that we have to basically legislate and codify the executive orders that he put in. So there is a lot of ground that people agree on. We just haven't finished getting around the edges because, I mean, there's some stuff in there where, you know, the first 4 years you're adding up $1.4 trillion in deficit before you start taking it down. Those things are big issues, too.
Yeah, I know it's a complicated process with all the different committees and the rules and everything you got to do, and you have all these various factions in the conference that you got to make happy. For people outside of Washington, I think it's kind of hard for us, and maybe I'm being too simple about this, but we were spending about $4.5 trillion as a country before COVID, and now we're spending close to $7 trillion. We don't have COVID anymore. So why are we still spending all that money? The other thing I think that I hear from people that's frustrating is when Republicans talk about, no, we're not going to cut Medicaid, but we've seen Medicaid explode in size. We don't hear Republicans talking about, yes, we are going to cut Medicaid. We're going to cut Medicaid for illegal immigrants, and we're going to cut Medicaid for able-bodied adults who should have a job. That's the type of messaging that I hear from people that they want to hear from you guys. Kind of take a tougher line on that stuff.
Well, you are exactly right. I mean, we're now spending $7.2 trillion. We have a structural deficit in excess of $2 trillion. We're spending over $1 trillion in interest. What does that say to you? And the markets are responding. We got downgraded in our credit rating. By every institution now that ranks, we've been downgraded. There are 17 nations that have a stronger credit rating than the United States. That's ridiculous. So when we start talking about stuff that you just raised, why do this bill does remove illegal aliens from the rolls of Medicaid. And Medicaid has got two, I mean, it gets real complex. That's why it's so hard. Medicaid, you've got the traditional populations, which are seniors, pregnant women, indigent children, the disabled. We want those folks to actually be protected. We're not touching what's happening to them. But if you are able-bodied and you're working, why are we subsidizing at 9 to 1, $9 from the feds, $1 to the state for able-bodied men and women who could work? Well, we say you should be working, and if you're not going to work, you shouldn't get the benefits. So, I mean, those are things that are being attacked, and eligibility requirements. You know, like I said with the illegal aliens, that's a lot of money. But when you say that, all of a sudden people say, "Oh, you're touching Medicaid." Yeah. No, we're touching something called the expansion population. This is Obamacare. This is the Obamacare expansion.